Welcome to the motherfucking relay. We're covering today's top boxing news.
If he fights Bivol, Bivol has the perfect style to beat him. Oh, I'm sorry to tell y'all, man. For real. Y'all come here for the real. Hey, I like me some David Benavidez. I do. Shit, I can't wait till he fight again. But Bivol is a recipe for disaster. Now, would it be a fight? Hell yeah. It'll be a fight. David Benavidez, he don't go nowhere easy. Hell no. But when you got good feet that matches with this, right? And you understand the sweet science, David, he got a high boxing IQ too. He does. He does. But he's stubborn, people. He's stubborn. All right? Bivol isn't stubborn. Bivol is a guy that can, you know what? I'll tell you what Bivol is. Bivol is one of those guys that he'll do the complete opposite of what you think he gonna do. That's what he'll do. And he'll have a plan A, a plan B. He'll have a game plan for this, a game plan for that, but he'll do the complete opposite of what you think he gonna do. Right? So like when he fought Ramirez, he stepped to Ramirez. Didn't anybody think that he's gonna step to Ramirez? Hell no. We thought he was gonna box because Ramirez was so damn big, standing at 200 pounds. You know? Going up from 175 to 200 pounds. Yeah. But he stepped to him. Y'all probably don't think that Bivol would step to Benavidez. You'll be surprised. He'll step to his ass. Yeah. He'd do the complete opposite. And then he might even revert on to boxing. You know, so like Bivol is a different animal, man. Bivol is also cut from that same cloth. He's cut from that top tier cloth, man.
Well, I don't always agree with Tim, but I have to there. I've always favored Dimitri to do to David Benavidez what he did to Zurdo, and that didn't all of a sudden change because David beat Zurdo, because David did a demolition job on the guy, what's tantamount to a triangle theory. That's what it is. That's what they're using.
Stop the cap.
Triangle theories don't work, and you guys should know that by now. There are many examples that because David did a better demolition job on Zurdo than Dimitri did, that doesn't then mean that David turns around and does that to Dimitri. Boxing math don't work like that. One of the most famous examples where Muhammad Ali struggled with Joe Frazier, George Foreman didn't. He stopped him in 2, only for Muhammad Ali to then stop George in 8, where he couldn't stop Joe Frazier at all, because triangle theories don't work. Want a more recent one? Joe Joyce beat Joseph Parker, only to then get beat by Zhilei Zhang, who then got beat by Joseph Parker. Because triangle theories don't work. Now, for a more nuanced explanation, Dimitri's not going to fight the fight against David the same way that Zurdo fought the fight against David. Looks like Zurdo was trying to prove something out there, trying to fight fire with fire, barreling forward, attempting to use his size, impose his will on David, which left him open for counters and open to be... David didn't have to go looking for Zurdo because Zurdo came looking for him, crashing the pocket. Wasn't a good idea because David's faster than you in the pocket. You actually shouldn't be there, but he was. Dimitri's not gonna do that dumb shit. When has Dimitri ever been as hittable as Zurdo Ramirez? Dimitri's got too many ways of fighting a fight, alternating between offense and defense on his toes, using that pendulum step, bouncing in and out of range, shooting straight punches while he does it, that I think would interrupt David's rhythm, his momentum. Same way he did it to Zurdo, because he didn't run from Zurdo, he didn't stay away from him, he stayed with him. Mid-range. Punching through the guard and finding holes around it, interrupting Zurdo as he was trying to come forward, that added something to the punch. Because Zurdo's literally walking into it, I don't question Dimitri Bivol's durability after he just went 24 rounds with the biggest puncher in the light heavyweight division, a bigger puncher than David Benavidez. Up until the point that Artur Beterbiev fights Dimitri Bivol, he had literally knocked out every man they put in front of him, including Alexander Vozdik, who David wasn't able to knock out. David's not as big a puncher as Artur, and Dimitri already went 24 rounds with him, so against David, I think he's gonna be alright. And the hand speed? Timing beats speed, and Dimitri Bivol's got that. In tandem with movement, it's gonna be harder to get those shoe shines off against an opponent who's bouncing in and out of range. Different fight, different fighter. So it's nice that David was able to do the demolition job on Zerto that he did, but whatever you did with Zerto ain't got a whole lot to do with Dimitri.
I don't know if Bivol is going to come up to 180 pounds or whatever the catch weight that David want to have it at or whatever. I'm not sure if Usyk is even interested in facing David Benavidez for what, for why, what, you know, there's other guys I feel that's deserving in the heavyweight division, before David fights Usyk. I don't care what Turkey Al-Sheikh wants and this and that. I understand Turkey gets what he wants. However, there's other guys that's deserving of fighting Usyk well before David Benavidez, and that's no shade on David Benavidez. But if this is the sport that everybody says, hey, the sport needs to be getting better and the best needs to fight the best and all of this stuff, man, what about those that are earning a right to fight and they stripes the right to fight for that damn heavyweight championship of the world? Like the Cabiels of the world, right? Like the winner of Wardley and Dubois, right? What about those guys? So, but anyways, that's my 2 cents on basically David Benavidez fighting those other guys that everyone is mentioning. Usyk, stop it. Stop it. Hey, it's okay to have dreams. It's fine. You can dream. And if you deep down in your heart feel that David Benavidez can beat some damn Usyk, I will gladly take your money.
Timothy, you won't even have to, because that fight is never going to see the light of day. It's never going to happen. I think even talking about it is silly. Cartoonish. How does beating Zerto Ramirez, a guy who you shared over 100 rounds of sparring with, turn into beating Alexander Usyk? David Benavidez and his father and his entire team know better. Usyk is a different animal, a different beast, but in many ways, so is Dmitry Bivol. So let's circle back to him. And now Tim said he doesn't know that Dmitry wants to fight David at a catch weight. Why would he? If David Benavidez is telling you that he can still make 175, then you hold him to his word. You hold him to his promise, because he's the one who made it. Fuck all that 190 shit. Now, I don't actually expect David to go back down to 175, but that doesn't mean Dmitry and Vadim Kornilov shouldn't hold him to his word. You said you can come back down? Come do it.
Come do it, bitch.
If he actually does, that's even more reason to favor Dmitry to win the fight, because that kind of a weight cut would leave David Benavidez depleted, weakened. Strength, his sharpness, his punch resistance would be all sapped. That's why when male boxers go up, they seldom ever come back down, least of all for a broad jump like Cruiser. Back down to light heavy? It would leave him slow and sluggish, emaciated. Common sense in the industry. Once you go up, you don't come back down. I don't think David's going to. I think he's going to stay put. With his 2 newly obtained alphabet titles via the WBA and the WBO, where Kazakhstan's Roman Frez is ranked at number 1, in the pole position to eventually challenge David for what he's got, because how long will it take before they start calling mandatories for the sky? And you'd be hard-pressed to sell a $75 pay-per-view in the United States with Roman Frez. Since David Benavidez insists on boxing on pay-per-view exclusively, creates a unique problem. You need a good dance partner every single time you get out there, because every single time you want to be on pay-per-view. And look at these ladies. Roman Frez. Umar Salamov. Ew. Tahir Kakravic.
Oh my God.
Robin Safar. Those are some dance partners waiting for old Davy Boy via the WBO. Now, it gets even more interesting via the WBA, because via the WBA, guess who's ranked at number 1?
Opetaia.
A lot is being made about Jai Opetaia not having an alphabet title anymore, and that being a reason for David to skip him, not unless he becomes David's mandatory.
Opetaia.
Now, we have to bear in mind that this is via the WBA, who can't necessarily be trusted to do their job or order the right mandatories at the right time, but perhaps with some convincing Zuffa boxing on behalf of Jai Opetaia can move that process along, because Jai Opetaia is ranked at number 1. In spite of being affiliated with Zuffa, he still keeps a rank standing via 2 or 3 of the alphabet organizations, one of which
David holds a title in.
And the only way I can see David potentially circumventing this is with a unification match, which is a separate problem unto itself.
That if you don't want to deal with any pesky mandatories via the WBO or the WBA, you can circumvent that with a unification. But who's out there to unify with?
IBF title is still vacant. They don't have a champion, leaving only Noel Mikhailian. It's a little hard to imagine that Noel Mikhailian is going to take a fight with David Benavidez at the PBC for what the PBC pays?
What do you mean, David Benavidez? He's supposed to be dropping down to light heavy. He's supposed to be fighting Bivol.
Bullshit.
Fucking bullshit.
I'm just saying, even if David plans on sitting pretty and hiding out at Cruiser, but he doesn't want to fight Jai, he may have to fight other people.
And even if the WBA gives him amnesty, doesn't order the Opetaia fight, the WBO, they have their own orders. They have their own mandatories.
They have it! Fuck you.
However, you know, I'm looking at all these headlines and it's saying David Benavidez beats Usyk. David Benavidez beats Bivol. David Benavidez beat Jai Opetaia. Hell yeah, he beat Opetaia. Oh, I'm a double down. He gonna beat Opetaia. I double down on that one. He gonna beat Opetaia. See, Opetaia got good feet. Yeah, he can box, but he can be drugged into a fight. And if you know anything about David Benavidez, just like he did with Ramirez ass, he's the one of those guys that's gonna test your heart. He gonna test what you have in here. And once he go to Jai's ass and he tests what he has in here, Jai gonna lose his shit. Jai ain't gonna be boxing and moving around. Jai gonna be looking to fight. Jai gonna get tired too. Yeah, because Jai, if you look at the history of Jai Opetaia, he get tired. Yes, he gets tired. Period. And I stand on that.
Tim, I was with you up until that point. I was agreeing with you, but I can't agree with you on this because while Jai Opetaia does get tired,
Or at least he has in previous fights, who's to say that David's gonna last long enough for Jai to get tired? Who's to say that Jai doesn't blast him out of there?
Tim, you're talking about a guy who stomps around like a Clydesdale, squaring up in front of guys to throw those shoe shines, and Jai fights on the balls of his feet moving around to where he can walk him into a punch. He doesn't have to look for David. David's gonna look for him.
Because David's never been caught coming in. Because David's never kissed the canvas.
Come on, Tim. Come on. You're better than this.
Timothy, please!
You talk about heart, Tim. You talk about heart like Jai Opetaia ain't got one. Jai Opetaia's the guy who fought with a broken jaw, broken in 2 places, and still won the fucking fight.
Fuck one.
Jai Opetaia's running around giving guys brain bleeds, Tim. That's what he's doing.
Gave Hussein Sin Cara one, and unlike David Benavidez, Hussein Sin Cara likes to move around and stay on the perimeter of the ring. He wasn't coming forward, he was moving backwards, and he still got caught. Ended up with a brain bleed.
You got a lot more faith than David Benavidez has winning that fight than David Benavidez has for winning that fight. Because he's the one saying he wants to do it 2 years from now. Why 2 years?
It's almost like you already thought about this.
2 years. What do you mean 2 years? What, you waiting for this guy to slow down?
Come on!
It's very obvious, Tim, that you've got a lot more faith in David winning that fight than David has in winning that fight.
Right?
Jai Opetaia's all wrong for him, Tim. And that's why Jose Benavidez has been poo-pooing on that fight since before Jai signed to Zuffa, since before he was stripped of the IBF title. They're making every excuse in the book not to fight Jai. All the while, they're gonna stay at Cruiser. So if you're gonna stay at Cruiser, why not fight him? And if Turkey's willing to pay you a big bag to do it, then why not do it?
Because he's gonna lose. And he knows it.
Over to tomorrow's heavyweight title fight between the challenger, Daniel Dubois, and the champion, Fabio Wardley. And I've been having a really tough time with this one because I can make a good argument, a solid argument for either guy to win the fight. What's been racking my brain is, you know, Fabio Wardley's had some really stellar come back from behind wins. Come back from behind in the Hooney fight, in the Parker fight. He turned it all around!
But he took a lot of punches before that happened. And my whole thing is, if Daniel Dubois hits you anywhere as much as Frazier Clark did in the first fight, or Hooney did,
or Parker did, Daniel Dubois is a bigger puncher than those guys. I don't think you can afford to take that many clean shots from that kid to where maybe you don't get to come from behind. Maybe you don't get to turn it all around because he takes you out. before you get to do that.
Love this fucking fight.
I've underestimated Fabio before. On 2 separate occasions. I thought Huni was gonna beat him and he proved me wrong. Then I thought Joseph Parker was gonna beat him and he proved me wrong again. But at the same time, Daniel's proven me wrong too.
Because I thought AJ was gonna beat him, and he beat AJ.
I think I picked Jarrell Miller to beat him too.
Big gravy! Big hungry.
This is a tough one. Fabio Wardley does pack that equalizer, that one-hitter quitter to where, so long as it lands, at any point in the fight, he can take you out. And he's got that in his back pocket the whole time. You don't want to stand in front of him too long. Daniel, he doesn't move his fucking head.
Guy was a magnet for Joe Joyce's jabs.
Daniel has fought at a higher level against the better opponents than Fabio Wardley. Comparatively, he has.
Just didn't always win.
Daniel really seems up for this fight, too. Like somebody stole his yellow crayon, put it in a cupboard. It's mostly peer pressure forcing me to make a pick, make a prediction, because I almost don't want to. I mean, anything can happen with this one. You wouldn't want to stake your reputation on a 50-50 fight where either guy can knock out either guy. Fabio Wardley's a great fighter, fun to watch, made for television, and he can turn it all around. He's shown that.
My biggest problem is that before that happens, he does get hit a lot.
They're both concussive punchers, but I do think Fabio is quicker to the draw than Daniel Dubois, the faster puncher of the two. And his best punches are straight punches, which lend themselves to catching an opponent coming in. An aggressive opponent like Daniel, because Daniel's a brawler. He's not a boxer's boxer. At the very best, he's on the front foot, going for the gusto. He's gonna do that tomorrow.
Stop licking around the clit and put it in!
I've got Fabio Wardley. I've got Fabio Wardley by way of knockout, perhaps inside of the first 6 rounds, on the premise that Daniel's not gonna feel him out. He's gonna go for it.
And he's gonna do it early.
Neither one of these guys could ever be confused with being a heavyweight Pernell Whitaker. They're no defensive wizards, either of them. They both take a lot of punishment, but the sooner you start standing in front of Fabio, the sooner he might catch you with that backhand.
Movement bought Justice Huni time, and it was the same for Joseph Parker, who came in at a slight crouch, bending at the waist and knees.
Where Daniel Dubois is not a mover, and he's not a technician. He's just not that kind of fighter. He's the guy tries to impose his will. So the sooner he starts standing in front of Fabio, that's as soon as Fabio can let that right hand cannon go. I'm apprehensive about this prediction because that's just one way it could go. I can see another.
Fabio gets hit a lot, and that's gotta be scar tissue on the bridge of his nose. I don't think it would take much from Daniel to split it open.
Neither guy really slips punches all that well. It feels like a case of whoever lands first finishes the fight. But in that realm, you gotta give a slight edge to Fabio. He does seem the faster fighter of the two, quicker to the draw, so I'm going with him. I'm going with Flavio to finish the fight inside of 6 rounds.
Off a counter right hand. Daniel's gonna get a little bit too froggy, he's gonna leap, and he's gonna get caught. That's my pick, and I'm sticking to it.